There is a town in Alaska where the streets seem to end at a single front door. Behind that door, neighbors, mail, groceries, worship, local decisions, and hundreds of private lives are stacked vertically. The building is called Begich Towers. But to understand why it became a town, you must first understand what surrounds it. Whittier sits at the end of Passage Canal, squeezed between deep water and the steep walls of the Chugach Mountains. From above, the place looks less built than trapped, a narrow strip of land beneath glaciers, clouds, and avalanche-carved slopes. Only a few hundred people live here year-round. Most of them share the same 14-story address. This is not an architectural experiment created for tourists. It is the result of war, weather, geography, and survival. And before you can enter Whittier by road, the mountain decides when you are allowed through. The Anton Anderson Memorial Tunnel cuts more than 2 miles through solid rock between Bear Valley and the town. It is a single-lane passage shared by automobiles and trains, with traffic released in scheduled directions rather than flowing freely. Concrete panels form a driving surface around the rails, allowing 2 transportation systems to occupy the same narrow corridor. When the signal changes, vehicles disappear into darkness, following a line of lights toward a place invisible from the other side. At night, the gates close. Miss the final opening, and the only road into Whittier is no longer a road at all. That controlled entrance gives the town its first unmistakable feeling. Whittier is connected to Alaska, but never casually. The tunnel opened to highway traffic in 2000. Before then, the town was reached mainly by rail, sea, or air. Yet the story of this isolation began decades earlier, when the United States was searching for a protected wartime port. During the Second World War, military planners saw strategic value in the deep, ice-free waters of Passage Canal. Mountains concealed the harbor from inland view, while persistent cloud and severe weather could make the port difficult to observe from above. The location shortened supply routes and reduced the exposure faced by ships using more distant Alaskan ports. In 1941, the Army began building a railroad spur through the mountains, creating a crucial link between the coast and Alaska's interior. The tunnel was not originally designed for family cars or summer visitors. It was carved for locomotives carrying wartime cargo. Around the new military port, Whittier grew as a place of warehouses, rail yards, barracks, fuel systems, and reinforced concrete. Its urban form was never meant to spread comfortably across the landscape. There was too little safe, level ground for that. Instead, the military began concentrating life indoors, where housing, work, recreation, and protection could exist close together. The most ambitious symbol of that plan was the Buckner Building, a massive complex completed in the early Cold War years. Inside were sleeping quarters, dining facilities, recreation rooms, offices, and services designed to support a large military population. For a time, Buckner was described as a city under one roof, the phrase later associated with another building nearby. But when the military presence declined, Buckner lost its purpose. By the mid-1960s, the enormous structure stood abandoned. Today, its empty windows face the mountains like dark eye sockets, a concrete reminder of the town Whittier might have become. The surviving heart of the community was the Hodge Building, completed in 1957 for military families and civilian employees. 14 stories rose above the limited valley floor, gathering apartments and essential functions into one compact structure. Its design was practical rather than romantic. Reinforced concrete, long corridors, repeated windows, and 3 connected sections. But the building's real importance would not be decided by architecture alone. It would be decided by disaster. On March 27, 1964, the most powerful earthquake recorded in North American history struck southern Alaska. At Whittier, shaking damaged the waterfront, and destructive waves swept into Passage Canal, killing 13 people in the community. Rail facilities, docks, and shoreline infrastructure suffered heavily, exposing how vulnerable the narrow coastal settlement could be. The great concrete buildings, however, remained standing. Their survival changed the future geography of the town. As the military era ended, civilian Whittier gradually reorganized around the structure that had endured. The city incorporated in 1969, and the Hodge Building was later renamed Begich Towers in memory of Congressman Nick Begich. Over time, apartments filled with workers, families, retirees, teachers, public employees, and people drawn to a life at the edge of the map. What emerged was not a perfectly self-contained city, but something rarer, a functioning community whose center is also its main residence. Enter Begich Towers, and the scale of Whittier changes. Mountains and water disappear, replaced by elevators, doors, and branching hallways. A trip to see a neighbor may require no coat, no car, and no contact with the weather outside. The building has housed a post office, a small store, laundry facilities, offices, a church, and other everyday services. Municipal life has also operated within its walls, making the boundary between home and town unusually thin. The local school stands nearby, connected by an enclosed passage so students can avoid the most severe wind, snow, and rain. In many towns, children travel across neighborhoods to class. Here, the journey can feel like moving through one extended building. That convenience matters in a community known for intense precipitation, deep winter snow, and winds accelerated by surrounding terrain. When the weather turns violent, Begich Towers becomes less like an apartment block and more like protective infrastructure. Heat, elevators, plumbing, doors, and corridors are not background systems. They are the machinery that keeps the vertical town functioning. This creates a different relationship with maintenance. A failure inside one building can affect a remarkable share of the community at once. The same concentration that makes Whittier efficient also makes it dependent on a small number of critical systems. There is little anonymity in a place where your neighbor may also be your teacher, co-worker, public official, or emergency responder. Hallways become streets. Elevator rides become town squares. A notice near the entrance can reach much of the population in minutes. For some residents, that closeness offers security. Help is nearby, familiar faces are constant, and isolation rarely means being alone. For others, it can test privacy. Disagreements, friendships, routines, and reputations all move through the same shared interior. Whittier therefore challenges the usual image of remote life. The town is geographically isolated, yet socially compressed. Outside the tower, the landscape is immense. Inside it, the community can feel almost impossibly close. The contrast becomes strongest in winter when darkness lengthens and storms erase the edges of roads, docks, and mountains. Rows of illuminated windows then appear like a vertical settlement floating in a field of snow. Summer reverses the mood. Boats fill the harbor, visitors arrive through the tunnel, and cruise passengers pass through the tiny city. Whittier serves as a gateway to Prince William Sound, where glaciers, marine wildlife, and steep fjords draw travelers from around the world. For a few months, the quiet town becomes a transportation hub far larger than its year-round population would suggest. Cars line up for timed tunnel openings. Trains move through the same mountain. Boats depart from an ice-free port. Then the season contracts, visitor numbers fall, and the community returns to the intimate scale of its permanent residents. The tunnel schedule becomes part of daily planning. Appointments, deliveries, school activities, and trips must respect the mountain's timetable. Even emergency preparation is shaped by geography because water, steep slopes, and limited exits leave little room for improvisation. Whittier's story is therefore not only about an unusual building. It is about infrastructure deciding how a community moves, meets, and survives. The town depends on systems built in different eras: a wartime railroad, a Cold War tower, a modern shared tunnel, and a working harbor. Each layer solved one problem while creating another form of dependence. The military sought concealment and logistical efficiency. Civilian residents inherited isolation, durable structures, and a very unusual urban blueprint. Begich Towers was not designed as a utopian vertical city. It became one because ordinary life adapted to what history left behind. That distinction matters. Whittier is not a curiosity preserved behind glass. It is a living place with repairs, budgets, jobs, and changing families. Its residents still travel, shop elsewhere, receive outside supplies, and face the same pressures as other small American communities. But few towns make the architecture of dependence so visible. Here, the elevator, the tunnel, and the harbor are almost civic institutions. The abandoned Buckner Building shows what happens when a self-contained structure loses its community. Begich Towers shows the opposite, a severe concrete shell kept alive because people continued filling it with ordinary routines. One building contains birthdays, arguments, quiet dinners, local decisions, winter waiting, and the repeated sound of neighbors passing in the hall. Beyond its walls, glaciers move slowly through the mountains, storms cross Passage Canal, and trains continue entering the darkness. Whittier endures between those scales, the vastness of Alaska outside and the closeness of a single address within. Perhaps that is its real mystery. Not how an entire town fits inside one building, but how one building learned to become a town.